decided to turn off my comments. We're gonna do another one, and we're gonna hope YouTube doesn't turn it off again. And so here we are, take 2. And for anybody who comes in, just let me know. Do a quick chat. Just let me know if it turns on, if it turns off. Well, if it turns off, you wouldn't be able to let me know. But just say a quick hello. And I will continue what I'm doing here. Which is honestly nothing special, just working on a background. Hello, welcome in. If you could do me a favor and reassure me my chat is working, that would be great. Because I am just trying to make sure everything is a-okay. While I work on this episode. Hello, everybody. We are working on episode 3, which is great. We're working on episode 3. Or no, we're working on episode 4 of the Kata series. So welcome in, welcome in. If you have any questions about Kata or about the series, I will try my best to answer questions without giving any spoilers. So here's how we're looking base color wise on the background for what we're doing. I'm definitely going to be adding shading and anything else I can to try and spice it up. Just add a little bit of spice for just a little bit of an effect. So hopefully that goes well. And then I guess I can talk about Kata just a little bit while we're here, since I'm working on her. Kata is, well, her current person, not her past, but in the present, she's a very, how would I put it? I wouldn't say egotistical, but I would say confident person. Trying to figure out what I can say without giving too much away. She, as we know, in my personal universe where I incorporate my OC, she is eventually the wife of Kigo Takumi. And she honestly didn't really know how to feel at first when Kigo confessed his love. She was more kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, I'm a giant 9-foot tall dragon lady. What is supposed to be happening here? She didn't exactly think that anything was going to happen. She didn't think that it was going to go well. She didn't think that he actually cared for her, since her whole life it was kind of off and on whether or not people accepted her for who she is. And so when Kiko came along, she was very shocked. She was very standoffish. She was very aggressive. But that's kind of who she is. She just has a really aggressive personality, and the way she shows her aggression is part of how she shows her love. Now, I know that sounds extremely bizarre, but she's the kind of like growl first, confess later, if you know what I mean. So when I even considered doing this kind of series, I knew for a fact I wanted to do Kata first, because her story, the way I constructed it, and I constructed her in itself, was so special to me, to the point where it's like, yeah, we're doing Kata first. Now, Enmei, on the other hand, I would love to do one day, but Enmei is Enmei's not, her story is a lot more simple. I mean, yes, it has a lot of parts, but it's a lot more simple. So, I don't know. I feel like it just made more sense to do Kata first. Is my comment section still not working? I restarted the live. I don't know why it wouldn't be working. But, so yeah. Right now, I'm just working on the Kata story series thing. And I am working on something for the series, a background. And right now, I'm setting up a mannequin, which I will later turn into, like, a man for the background, if that even makes sense. I have no idea if it does, but, you know, we make do with what we have. I did originally try to do a screen broadcast, but for some reason my screen broadcaster was not working, like, at all. So, right now, this is what we have. But, hey, you know, we try our best out here. And this is trial and error. It's one reason why things like this take so long. But we make do. So let me get this green screen of a mannequin really quickly. And get him in. Where is the sitting position I just made? That's not it. I don't want to do that one. That one's more smug. Where did it go? I know it's here. I made it. What number is it? Hang on. Number 107? Whew. Why'd I make it there? Who knows? 107. There you are. Okay. So, screenshot of that. What else can I say about Kata? Kata, she, like I said, she's very bark, no bite personality. And, while she doesn't really let her, most of her past affect how she is in the future, she kind of let what happened between her and the Hero Commission come between her life, and you can definitely tell it affected her later down the line, things that happened between her and the Hero Commission. Originally, Kata didn't want to be a hero. She wanted to be anything but a hero. But, she kind of didn't have a choice, because it was a situation where if she wasn't a hero, then everyone would look at her and be like, so you're a villain, right? She had one of those quirks where it was like, if she's not a hero, then she's a villain, you know? I feel like I talk too much with my hands. But no. So, here's how we're looking. This is how it's gonna be. This is just here, let me change my brightness. You can see that better now. This is how it's gonna be a little bit. I might put some stuff down here. I might leave it. I'm not sure. But this is basically just a mannequin, so I can get a general idea of how I need the shading to be. And then I'm gonna put an actual guy in there. But this is for the opening scene, where last episode isn't posted. I can't reveal that cliffhanger. But we pick up off of that cliffhanger, kind of rewind just a tad to right before the cliffhanger, and then we get to see it play out. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to fit in this episode, especially since this episode is going to be like, I don't have an audio, but I'm excited, and I think that's all that matters. So, we're gonna add, so that looks great. Now that I know that looks great, we're gonna make an actual guy. Because I don't think I need shadings for that. I don't know. I'm gonna add the guy first, and then see if I need to put shadings. So, I gotta make said guy, which is always my least favorite part about these videos, because you have to make guys that you're never going to use again, and you have to make them look good, and if you don't make them look good, it makes you look lazy. I'm basically talking to nobody, but I guess I'm used to that. That was so dark. That sounded so sad. Oh my gosh. But it's also sadly true. So, he doesn't need facial expressions or features other than a mouth. That mouth there is fine. He needs a suit. That's what him need. Him need a suit. Although I'm not good at making suits, so this is going to be a hurricane of all kinds of weather. You know what? I will make it with just the dress shirt. So, for now. Let's see how that looks. And for the, since he's sitting, does he need a belt? Not exactly. I mean, I bet he'd prefer a belt. I'll just do black belt for now. And then we're gonna make it, let's see, somewhat dark suit pants. And then he needs suit shoes. What do suit shoes look like? Don't look at me. I'm not a suit person. I mean, his shoes aren't really going to be seen anyway. But I'd rather have the suit shoes on just in case, rather than them not be there, if that makes any sense. Okay, wait. This. Maybe if I sneak it around, I can make it look somewhat. If I do this, let me flip that. Him need a phone. That's what I'm missing now. Him need a phone. Do they still have phones? Why do they make the phone so massive now in this game? Let's see. I don't really have anything else I can say about Kata. Kata's, without revealing things about her, if that makes sense. So for this, I'm going to take away his mouth and then add the mouth after and try to make it look like he's talking. Like, I'm going to add mouth and eyebrows, make it look like he's talking. Now, how I do that, that's a more different and more complicated story. But I do need to get ready for work now. So that does cut away my time, unfortunately. So I hope you enjoyed, whether or not the comments were working for this retry stream. I know it wasn't very long, but I do hope to do these more. So for those who want to see the progress, this is the man we're looking at. I might change a few things, and if it'll switch to the scene, I will show it to you before we leave one more time. This is our scene. It's a little car, broom broom. Alright, so I hope you had a lovely day. I'm heading out. Bye, my friends.